Hi, you guys. So today I wanted to come on and to continue my conversation around the Black Manosphere. Now, from time to time, I will make videos discussing them. It's been a minute since I really touched on them. Well, since however many days ago I talked about Kevin Samuels because he was a part of the Black Manosphere. Well, I don't really know if he was. Well, yeah, he was because he sat on panels with quite a few of those people. So I would have to say, yeah, I guess he is a part of the manosphere. Um, Around the time that Kevin passed away, a lot of people were wondering why O'Shea wasn't more involved in, you know, just all of it, to be honest, all of the stuff that was going on. Um, and to my understanding, allegedly he lives out of the question. I mean, out of the country. I also want to say all of this is having a discussion about some of the things and concerns that people have here on YouTube based on that themselves. I'm not creating this. They've put this out there themselves. Okay. So we're just discussing this. So I want to say that before I get too far into saying anything else. But yeah, I'm not trying to say that I know anything for sure. I don't. Um, but it is Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, I don't know what happened. Anyway, so it's still moving. So I'm assuming that the live is still going. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I don't even know what part you guys didn't hear, but long story short, I'll just repeat what I'm trying to get to. People were concerned. Well, not necessarily concerned. We were questioning why O'Shea was not take participating in all the Kevin Samuels foolala around his funeral, or why he didn't come to the States, because allegedly he don't live in the States. Um, and I don't really know how true that is, to be honest. I know in one of those videos he was saying that he was in California, and I thought that was the beginning of the year, but now I'm hearing it was like end of last year. Time is kind of moving, so maybe it was the end of last year when he actually said that. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of discuss that, because there's some concerns about what he might be doing in these other parts of the world. And like I said, this is all for conversation purposes and to educate, if you want to call it that, because people should be aware of what they're listening to, and what they could possibly be participating in. Um, Not knowing that they are participating in these type of things. And so I do want to put that out there as well. Now, I noticed this probably a little over a year ago, maybe going on 2 years. I was looking for pictures of Oshay Duke Jackson, and I noticed that he was a year ago, and then even some years ago, he's been on YouTube for a while. He was doing this whole thing about black men going to Brazil. And I don't know how old you guys are, if you remember that whole craze that was going on. There was this big conversation about black men going to Brazil, right? And to be honest, it probably was like 10 years ago, I guess, somewhere in there, maybe longer, somewhere in there, 10, 15 years. And they were doing all this big talking about going to Brazil, going to Brazil. And so O'Shea was making some of these videos as well. And, it started to make me wonder, because at the time he was saying that he was living in Brazil, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys listen to this other guy who calls himself a comedian. I've never heard of him. His name is Black Phillip. He went on the Howard Stern show about 7 years ago, and he was doing all of this talk. Well, this video was put up 7 years. I don't know how long ago it was. Like I said, it's been a while since they did that whole thing, because then the mainstream media got a hold of it, of this whole conversation, because people act like they don't know people are listening to them, right? And so they started to create commentary and documentaries around these black men going to Brazil. And so I want to play some of what Black Phillip was saying, um, and then I will come back. She was selling me dreams, right? She was selling me a nightmare. She was selling me something else. Reality. You came back from Brazil, and the sex was so incredible. It wasn't the sex, huh? It's not the sex in Brazil. That's not. It's inconsequential. Really? The poontang doesn't. It's there. That's why you feel like what a woman feels like, where you're so comfortable, because when you go out, you don't have to worry about getting a dude, so you can really enjoy yourself. Right. That's what it was like. So you buy company. Everything is sincere. Like, you actually put your hand on a woman's lap. Yeah. And that's all it means. Nothing connected. And to you, nothing emotional. You can buy emotions. Everything's for sale. You can be in love too if you want. You can be in love. And she'll stay with me for the week and love me. Love me. She will love you. Oh, I get what he's saying. There's no stress during the night. Like, you got to get laid at the end of the night. It's just nothing. But you got to understand, it's not just about buying. It's you buying. They sell you what you're looking for. All right, let me ask you something. So you're in Brazil. It's part of the dream for you. Mm-hmm. You get a very hot chick. Okay? Mm-hmm. You take her out to dinner? Take her out to dinner. You do? You like that? Dinner? Well, first of all, you're sitting down. All right. You're sitting down. Yeah. And you're eating chicken soup, and there's a 19-year-old, gorgeous 19-year-old just sitting there. What's she wearing? Gown?
They wear. It depends. Some of them, the older ones, try to have to be a little more sexy than the younger ones. Right. They're more hookers than the younger ones. Right. There's a saying in Brazil, like regular chicks. There's a saying in Brazil. They start off selling chiclets. They wind up selling coochie, and then they end up selling chiclets. So after like 26, but you gotta understand, it's you've got to go to understand. It's like joining a cult. It was life changing, man. And now you're going back. You hate to fly. You won't even fly for your career, but for this you'll fly. 10 hours. 10 hours. 10 hours in the air. 10 hours.
And how often are you making these trips now?
This will be my second one. I came back April 22nd. I'm going back June, something or another. And I probably do 2-month intervals because I need to re-up every. So, have you been with any American women here in America, or do you just go to Brazil and do your? That's what I do now. Well, you got to do what you got to do here. You can't, with men. Yeah. But as far as a woman here is going to have to be better than the past and better than the future for me. Yeah, and that ain't happening so far. It's just they don't know how to do it. Women in America don't know how to sell dreams. They know how to sell coochie. That's what they sell in America. And I don't mean money. Nobody gets it free. I don't know who got free anything. Nothing. But once a woman sells, she's not telling you what you're looking to buy. It's all she's doing. That's why you don't walk up the street and say hello to a beautiful woman and she don't speak to you. Because you're not cute enough. Right. But she's selling coochie. You know what I'm saying? Right. Who turned you on to Brazil? I mean, to get you on that plane to first go. There? My management. The management. They said, listen.
You need to go to Brazil.
That's a good manager. My guy doesn't do anything. Yeah, right. He just gets you work. He's selling something too, my man. So, you said your manager said, look, you got to go. He didn't even push me like that. It wasn't peer pressure. He just was like, he went during Carnival. And his brothers and him managed it. Right. So they went, and then they go, we're going back. Right. I'm going back for my birthday. You want to go, And you went. And I went. And that was it. And now your whole life is changed. When you came back and you broke up with your girlfriend, you sat her down and said, listen. No, I didn't see her right away. Uh-huh. It was 3 days. You couldn't even recover. And I ain't been funny since I've been back. I'm just now getting back to fun. I wanted to quit comedy.
Funny right out of you.
You were going to quit comedy. If I had quit life money, if I had the kind of money to go buy a $300,000 condo over there in Brazil, that's $100,000 American. Yes. And $10 million in the bank. I'm over there and I feed the kids and everything. You would live in Brazil. I would stay in Brazil. Wow. I would stay in Brazil.
Now, you see, when you're buying coochie and not dreams, you have to be funny to deal with. I don't even understand all of that.
But they have a way, Howard, right, of selling. They don't make you feel like you buying sex. Right. So, in turn, you don't make them feel like they selling it. Mm-hmm.
You can respect one another.
They see what you want. They see what...
They read you.
They read you, and they will invest all day long in you, so that really the price is $100, but you go, oh, you got 2 kids, 3. You're happy to handle. Oh, you want to take care of them, which is the key to all the women in America. That's the key to a man. Is a man can only treat a woman the way she wants by getting reciprocation from a man. Meaning, this is so complex to take care of a woman that a man just has to use his instincts to want to take care of her. His natural instincts. When she doesn't ask so much, you want to help. You want to give. Look at you. I had no idea I'd be getting a lesson like that. That's interesting.
When is somebody going to go to Brazil and bring all these experts back here?
Well, we're going to Scores today. I'm going to Brazil.
Yeah, forget Score.
How long does it take to get to 10 hours?
Over there.
I'll be back by tomorrow. Wow.
I tell you what, they should open up a...
So yeah, so that was the tone that these guys were using talking about these women in Brazil, right? And it's disgusting, to be honest, as a woman. And I think for some men, because there are some men who even challenged O'Shea about his conversations around going over there and giving these women money in exchange for, and we're talking about third world situations, right? And we're also talking about places that don't have the same laws as America. So all of these things considered, it's pretty disgusting. It's pretty disgusting. And so when I started seeing all those videos from him, it kind of made me wonder if he was over there involved in some stuff like that, right? And now he has moved on to Poland. um, he brought up Poland in his video today. Everyone's calling themselves jumping on Dr. Umar over him talking to this vendor in the mall, right? And so O'Shea took the opportunity to say that, first of all, which is laughable that he's calling himself pro-black. And like I said, a lot of the language, when you hear him trying to clean up his language, he's doing that for YouTube. When they start trying to clean up the language of them being disrespectful towards black women and say all the stupid stuff that they say, and creating all these videos and changing the story to how they want the story to go about somebody else's life. um, then they try to come back and act like, oh, I just love black women, because he has this whole thing where the top 12 beautiful black women on black YouTube. And when he says black YouTube, he's talking about the women who actually follow behind the black manosphere. He's not talking about all the black women that are on YouTube. So just wanted to, because he has two videos up like that, part one, part two, or something like that. I think he do six, and then he do the other six women in the second video. But when he's doing things like that, he's trying to pander. He's pandering because he's trying to throw YouTube off from people who are reporting some of these guys for hate speech, right? Because a lot of this stuff where they're attacking Lizzo and attacking this woman, attacking black women in general, about their looks and about other stuff that they really, if you don't like black women, live your life how you need to live your life. Why are you talking about people that you claim you don't like? Why are they even a factor in your mindset, in your mind at all, right? Or your conversation, I should say. But anyway, so today he kind of tried to say, oh, I'm gonna let you guys listen to what he said.
Just because we're pro-black don't mean that we hate everybody. And even if they're women, I mean, I've been living in Europe off and on for some time. I've never dealt with a Polish woman or European woman or a woman from Netherlands. But yeah, I mean, I'm going, I've had.
So yeah, you hear he's trying to say that he has never dealt with a Polish woman, because the other guy, the guy from the Kevin Samuels roast channel, put the video up saying that he's hearing that there's a baby over there. And the thing about it is that a lot of people on YouTube, they know how to dig. The YouTube investigators, so they know how to dig in people's business. But obviously, we would not have access to records and things of that nature in Poland, right? So, or from Poland, or whatever, however you want to word that. So, we don't have a way of really looking into what he's doing over there. Now, there are people, this guy was questioning if he was really in school last year, just last year. What did I do with the chat? I mean, oh, here it is. And his name is, yeah, I'm not even gonna say his name because he on some stuff too. He's on some stuff too. But a lot of these guys, just like that divestment group of people, how they're all fighting inner, they have their inner war going. The guys of the red pill and the black manosphere, they go at it as well. But he last year was questioning it, in September of last year, to be matter of fact, if O'Shea was actually in medical school, because a lot of people were saying, oh, he's in medical school, because in his community tab he has a picture up of him holding degrees and stuff. And so I'm not questioning if he has an education. He could he could be over there for educational reasons, but the medical field is also a good field to go into to do some other stuff as well, which I'm not, I don't want to put anything out on him allegedly like that, or even put allegedly behind it. So I'm going to leave that, you know, there. But I'm going to play this guy, who was saying, is he still in school or not? Because some people were saying that he's no longer in medical school.
Um, I don't know if this is true or not. This is what I've been hearing for the last couple of days. People saying this, that he didn't finish, he dropped out, this, that, and the third. We all know that he was real close to finishing. So, If you have any information, let me know. Oshay, if you want to respond to this, you know, just leave a comment in the chat, whatever the case may be, or something, or you do what you got to do, But I don't know anything about this. To tell you the truth. So I'm kind of like, I need some information. This could be a lie or something. Everybody got haters out here and stuff. Everybody do nowadays. So they might be saying anything. Now, if it's true, then it's I'd rather hear it from the horse's mouth. You know. So
So yeah, you hear the guys kind of questioning if he is still in school or not, right? And so I don't know. It's a good question, but as you can hear him saying in the video about Dr. Umar, which he just put up today, he's saying that he's still in Europe. So I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's moving from place to place. But a couple other, like I said, a couple other YouTubers were questioning this as well. And I guess they're kind of just picking up on the tone of these guys, right? They want women that are submissive to them. They don't want you to have your own, and and all this nonsense, right? Um, and so it kind of starts to make you wonder what can happen if you take these men out of the U.S. where there are certain laws in place and put them in places where they're not. I'll just word that way. um so yeah, but I was questioning that myself. And another YouTuber, she put up a video recently, and she was doing that as well, because she said she came across footage of him in Africa. Now, to my understanding, because when he was going at it with the saint and the sinner, I believe he stated that he is half something. I don't, Nigerian, Kenyan, something. One of his parents is from Africa, and one is American. And so um, that would lead him to spend time in one of the countries in Africa, right? And so, and I forget which one he said. I'm not sure which parent. I think it's the mother. That was. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. Only he would know his business. I don't really know. I don't remember, but I know it's in one of his videos where he was discussing his parents. And I believe it was around that time when he was going back and forth with the saint and the sinner. Um, so yeah, that would put him, give him a reason to go there. And she was looking at the video, and he had some girl in the video, and the way he was talking to her and telling her to stand up and turn around and do all this stuff, it's very concerning. But the way these guys talk on YouTube is very concerning. People should be concerned. I think that people got caught up in the foolery of Kevin Samuels, and so they think it's all a game or that it's in fun, but it's not. Some of these guys, some of this stuff is very serious. It's very serious stuff. The language is not appropriate, is not right. And the minute they probably say it to the wrong person is when something will finally get done about it. But people have been trying to, speak up and say things about what's going on with some of them and some of the language they use around women. um, and like I said, they use the hate speech and the hate talk, and and the black woman's doing everything wrong um, around us, but they really feel that way about all women. Like, let's not get it twisted, okay? And I keep saying that, but some people have to learn their own life lessons, and they go through these things on their own, and it is what it is. But what people cannot say is that black women don't put this information out here, because we do. Okay. And so, yeah, she was kind of questioning, like, why was he talking to the girl in Africa like that and having her turn around and do all this stuff? And how old was the girl? And like I said, when you start going into some of these other lands, the laws are very different, where a lot of this stuff is concerned. So Yeah, I think you never know. You never know what these guys are doing. I think when the whole Brazil thing was going on, you finally heard some black men stand up and say, look, some of those women are our people, right? Like, let's show some respect. But they don't have self respect. So they're not going to show that. How can they show respect for anyone else, right? Um, yeah, but you finally started to hear people saying, okay, something sounds really wrong about you guys running around bragging about how cheap these girls are and how loose they are. And, I think some of the women, there's also some documentaries from the women in Brazil saying that, it's kind of scary to have some of those black guys go over there because they're hearing all these guys, like you hear the Black Phillips saying all this stuff about how loose they are. Well, what if they don't want to talk to you? What if they just don't want the money? What if they don't need your money? Right? And so when they're painting this picture of all these women, it becomes dangerous. And this is why some black women are out here saying, the danger that they're putting some black women in, right? By using all this hateful rhetoric and using these tones. It's like they're trying to put us in danger. And this is why I don't respect them. And nobody's going to tell me to respect nobody, dead or alive. You can go to hell with them. Okay, now go make a video about that. Period. Period. On period. But anyway, yeah, like it's dangerous to have people, setting out. I think the one guy, the Ramil guy, actually went at it with O'Shea himself about that as well. I think he is a lat, Afro Latino, a lafro, a lafro, a Afro Latino. I believe he is Afro Latino as well, and I think that he was kind of trying to say to O'Shea, like that, that's not cool the way you're doing that, right? The way you guys are, making all that stuff sound. Like I said, it was, the conversation was really big, and that was what, a few years ago. It was really big, and they were like, coming back saying all this stuff. The one guy, I think O'Shea has a video where he interviewed the guy who started all of this, who made the very Al Greasy, who made the documentary, the first one.
Especially dealing with another African American women, it was greatly produced. It was one of probably the best black man documentaries I've ever seen. And then the part two with the child support was also well executed. So I just want to say, man, as a brother, I really appreciate the yeoman's job that you did on both productions, and I damn sure can't wait to see Frustrated 3. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the comment.